Hello everybody, this is Jane from Jade's Videos, and this is Nightmare House 2017 Haunt Build. Nightmare House 2017, the Seas Haunt Build Day 7, I believe. So before I start this, I want to say I got Cryo Chamber Corpse today for $90. He was the display model, and he's fully working. The manager of my spirit was very nice. He let me go into the back of the store, because they had the Area 31 display all in the back there. He said all the animatronics back there were 40% off. They had Levitator Girl, Hazmat Zombie, Toe Tag Corpse. I already have Toe Tagged. I would have gotten him if I didn't already have him, but I already have him. And Cryo Chamber Corpse. And I chose to get Cryo Chamber Corpse because I was wanting him ever since I first saw him in stores. And really, I want all. They also had Area 31 capsule, but I already have that, and the display was pretty beat up. I already have Toe Tagged and Area 31 capsule from Area 31, and now I have Cryo Chamber Corpse to go along with them. Excuse me. Which I think is very cool. But anyways, with that out of the way, I just wanted to mention that, just so you guys know that I have Cryo Chamber Corpse now. And he, like I said, he's fully working for only $90. The only thing is, since he's the display model, he doesn't have the switch to change the lights, the color of the lights, which is kind of a bummer, because I was looking forward to that. But it doesn't really matter, because I was going to have them on steady blue anyways, because that looks the most Frozen-like, and it just looks cool. But to the haunt build now. More stuff was done the day before yesterday and today. I just didn't make one the day before yesterday because it wasn't much. But I added this little birdhouse that was used in Carnivorous Garden last year. You guys may remember that, into the haunted schoolhouse. And it's supposed to be kind of like a model of the school that they have hanging. That's that for the haunted schoolhouse. But then we have Doomsday, which has like 3 things added. This quarantine zombie outbreak deadly force may be used sign right up there, which I think is really cool. I added this sign, no way out. If you are reading this, it's too late. This road sign. And then danger, beware of zombies right there. These are prone to move. Well, that one I want to keep there because it looks really cool there. The other ones are prone to move. They're just there for now. But once the wall right here goes up, then I may put some on that wall. So it really just depends on when that wall goes up, which it most likely will go up tomorrow, because my dad has all of tomorrow off of work. So while I'm at school, he's going to be working on stuff, and most likely walls. And then when I get home, I'm going to work on stuff right when I get home. So stuff is going to be getting done through the whole day tomorrow, which I'm really excited about, because we were slowing down a little bit because it was raining. It was pouring down rain yesterday because a cool front just moved through, and it's like fall weather finally. It's really cool out here, like 70-something degrees. I know that you people who live up north probably see that as being hot, but down here in Florida, it's usually 100 degrees or 90 degrees, so 70 degrees is cold down here. So this is our fall weather. Though those of you up north have like 50-degree fall weather, we have 70. But it still feels much better than like 90 degrees for sure. But so there was a lot of rain yesterday, so nothing was done yesterday. The day before that, only those few signs and stuff were put up. And then I'm glad that a lot was done today, and that a lot will be done tomorrow. Like probably the most progress out of all this season so far will be done tomorrow. Right over here, a wall has been put up. The second front wall finally. I have to cover that up because that was over there last year, Rich Boy's home. It's pretty much meaning the Haunted Mansion, because Steven owns the Haunted Mansion, and Jack and Janice like to call him Rich Boy, kind of mocking him. And so that arrow was supposed to be pointing there. I might just change the arrow and have it pointing there, because then they'll see it right when they come out of the Haunted Mansion, which I think will work, and then I won't have to cover up that whole thing. Another front wall was put here. If you guys remember last year and the year before that, Dark Harvest Field of Screams was down this pathway. Of course, Island of the Headhunters is there, but there was a doorway separation. But right here, it was Dark Harvest Field of Screams. This year, it is the same scene, of course, but it is much, much bigger. The scenes over here, the Voodoo Swamp and stuff, are always huge, and they still are really big. It's still one of the biggest scenes. It just doesn't need to be as big as it was last year and the year before that. And so well, really, this was my dad's idea, and I was like, yeah, let's do that, because it is much better this way. This area right here has been expanded times like 3. It was usually, maybe times 2, but it was usually very skinny. Guests always bumped into Barnyard Butcher, Corn Stalker. Those were the 2 main ones that they always bumped into. I'm very happy to have a very wide, well, it's not extremely wide because this is supposed to be a long, dark hallway like you're going through a corn maze, and it's kind of claustrophobic. But to have a much longer, a much wider walkway from before is definitely much better, because that allows for much more room, and this front has been covered up too, which is great. And like I said, this allows for much more room, so more props can possibly go in here too. Now over here, don't mind the stuff on the ground, that's just construction stuff, of course. Stuff used for construction. I added some stuff to Island of the Headhunters. I added this little tiki thing right here. Since the front walls are being put up, I can start adding more stuff to these scenes that stick out towards the road more. The little tiki guys right here, if you guys remember him from last year, I don't know if you do because he was just a small little prop, but he looks really creepy. The Great Kawaka, his head definitely needs to be fixed. He's from last year, except he looks so much cooler on this throne than he did on last year's throne. He definitely needs to be fixed up because he's been kind of beat up over the past year. So he definitely needs to be fixed up quite a bit, but still, that's where he's going to go. Of course, he's got... I had to redo some of the spray paint and stuff, and I also added tear marks coming from his eyes, and some stuff dripping from his mouth. I don't know what that's supposed to be, saliva, whatever you want it to be. I didn't really think through what it was. I just thought it looked cool having it drip from his mouth like that. It's just spray paint, the neon spray paint that I use, and that almost everything, not everything though, because I don't want to paint the animatronics and stuff and some of the other stuff that color. But almost everything, especially the plants in Island of the Headhunters, have that neon paint so they can glow under the black light, since it's almost an extremely black lit scene. The only part that's not lit up by black lights is over here in the jungle temple. And the reason why is because the reason that this area is lit by black lights is because it is supposed to be more of a vibrant colors, because this area, it's supposed to be the more town area that the inhabitants of the island are in. The headhunters themselves are supposed to be in this area all the way up to here, and then kind of right outside the little village, the headhunter village, is this. So they pretty much are supposed to have painted their village with the neon vibrant colors, because that's what tribes used to do. And so the jungle temple's obviously not going to be painted with that, because it's a jungle temple. They're not really going to mess with that. It's falling apart. I also added this plant in here, which I think looks really cool, and it actually really does blend in with the real plants behind it. To be honest, this is a great... I also added a bunch of tropical-looking flowers, which looks really cool. This is a great place to have Island of the Headhunters, because you've got all these plants that are like overgrowing this fence here, for sure, and over that area. But just look at this, and these look like tropical flowers too, which I think is very cool, and it's definitely a great place to have Island of the Headhunters. Over here, these little tiki masks from last year, if you guys remember these are quite disturbing looking. And then over here is the jungle temple, which I wish I could show you guys right now, but I already put the fog machine up. The fog machine is going to go in the back corner of it, and it looks like rainforest mist. It honestly does. It looks like rainforest mist, especially since it was cool out today. So it was staying to the ground quite a bit. It looks like rainforest mist. I also have a green fire and ice light over here. The jungle temple changed quite a bit this year from last year. It looks better than last year for sure. Last year it was kind of thrown together last minute. This year it's more thought out. It's still rather small for a jungle temple, but like I said last year, this is supposed to be temple ruins. So the rest of the temple is kind of supposed to be lost inside the plants and stuff. Well, this is only the front of the temple and some ruins of it. which it does create a good effect, for sure, with all the plants engulfing the areas. There's this little vase wall thing right here, which I think looks really cool. It's got some cracks in it and stuff. It looks awesome. It looks like a little relic from the temple. This tree, the voodoo swamp tree, is actually over here now. I have no idea how it got over here or why it's over here in the first place, but it's good that it is, because it looks amazing at the temple. I might have to put it back in the voodoo swamp, but I might just keep it here because it looks really cool coming out of the plants. That golden bowl was used last year, and it's going to be used this year. Last year it was kind of sitting out in the open and it didn't really look like it was a part of ruins. This year I kind of put it back in the plants and it looks much more like a part of ruins. Please remember this area also is not complete because, of course, it's the 24th of October. We've still got a week to go. And the animatronics are always put out on Halloween Day so they don't get ruined. So I'm working really hard on Halloween Day, of course. It's kind of stressful because I gotta wait. I'm like rushing so it's ready by nighttime when we open. But over there, why I'm talking about that right now is because Grave Grabber Corpse goes right there, so it will definitely be even cooler. The reason I put him there is because he looks like he's covered in vines and plants and stuff, so he honestly looks great coming out of the plants from the temple. This, I put a fire and ice light over here and it looks awesome. I tested it out earlier with the fog and the fog looks so cool coming through the fire and ice light. The fog machine, you can kind of see from that padded down grass area, it goes right there, right on the other side of that tree, right next to that pedestal, and you can't even see it when it's dark in here. And so it actually does look like mist is creeping up through this, because since it's so far back and it's set near the back of the little setup here, it creeps up and it's able to creep up all the way through the display, which I think is really cool, and it kind of creeps up around the temple walls, which looks awesome. There's another brick right there, and this right here, this was actually just on the ground last year, the Buddha statue, and the reason I'm using these Buddha statues, in case you weren't here last year, because it's supposed to be kind of the gods that whoever built this temple worshipped, and a lot of ancient tribes and stuff are going to have Buddha statues and stuff like that. If you've ever been to Jungle Cruise at Disney, they have a lot of Buddha statues inside their collapsed temple. And that's pretty much what this whole scene, actually, Island of the Headhunters, is actually based on Adventureland at Disney. The whole entire scene has inspiration from Adventureland at Disney. The more villagey type area is the Enchanted Tiki Room, is a lot of the inspiration for that. And over here, also the Headhunters in Jungle Cruise, and over here is definitely the Jungle Cruise Temple is the only inspiration really for this that I use to determine what this is going to look like. And I think it looks really good. This pedestal was actually used in Until Death Do Us Part this year, and since Until last year, and since Until Death Do Us Part isn't a scene this year, I'm using it in Island of the Headhunters because it definitely looks like something you would see at a temple. And there is a Buddha head on top of it instead of the Buddha head just sitting on the ground. It looks much better on the pedestal. And then you've got the big Buddha statue right here, which is kind of... These things have definitely cracked over the year because they've been left outside, and that's the whole point of it. I want to leave them outside so they get decayed and they crack, so they look more old, because I don't just want to start hitting them with a sledgehammer and thinking that they'll look old. No, they'll just shatter into a million pieces. I'd rather have the weather actually, the weather itself eat away at these over the years, and so it will be natural, so it will look super real because it's natural. Also, the Anaconda tombstone is probably going to go right back there, because that I wanted to put an Island of the Headhunters either right back there or over there by the town, because that's the whole reason I got that, is because it would look great in Island of the Headhunters. I got some more plants and stuff, tropical plants. This honestly is looking very cool with the plants creeping around that. And then you've got the parts of the walls. I try to make them very tilted and slanted and uneven over here too, to make it look more broken down. Then this is the path. This is one of the stepping stones leading up to the temple, because of course the entryway to the temple is supposed to have been about right there, right where that statue is. If the temple was still around, the entryway would be about right there. And like right in between these two would be the entryway. And that's why I love using this area, because it looks like it's just in the back of the plants and it's pretty much destroyed and just pieces of rock and stuff, which I think is cool. And I'm also going to have the waterfall back there, just like last year. If you guys remember, it wasn't actually functioning because there wasn't enough time to do that. I hope to have enough time to make it functioning this year, but I'm not sure. But I really hope to, because when I tested it out last year, at the beginning, no, it was in August, so not the beginning, but in August of last year, when I tested it out, when it was fully working, it looked great, and I planned to use it in the haunt. But then when it came down to the actual haunt, there wasn't enough time to hook that up on Halloween day, and so it kind of just sat there as a rock cliff. People still got the idea that it was supposed to be a waterfall because this is a jungle, so if you see a rock cliff, you're most likely going to think it's a waterfall or something like that, especially that one. But I definitely want to, this year, make it look a lot more like a waterfall and actually have the water effect work. I have no idea where it's even at. I wanted to show it to you guys. Hey, Sparky. I wanted to show it to you guys so you can see it and see what it looks like in case you weren't here last year. Oh, there's some more bricks. That's great. I didn't even know those were there. In case you weren't subscribed to my channel last year, you just didn't see the haunt, I wanted to find it to show you guys what it looks like, but I can't seem to find it. Oh well. Pirate Town, yeah. I can't seem to find it, so I thought it was over there, but I guess it's not. I don't really want to go looking for it at nighttime when I'm trying to make a video, so just leave it at that for now. If you saw it last year, you did. If you didn't see it last year, you'll see it soon. And one last thing before I end this video, I just want to show where I put the fire and ice light. Right there, right behind these bricks, so it's not visible. All you can see is the light that it casts, and it's a green fire and ice light, so it gives a very tropical-like appearance, and it looks very, very creepy, shining on everything over here. And I really cannot wait for Halloween. And I can't wait for you guys to see the haunt. I can't wait to see your haunts. Guys, I have to say this before we end this video. I gotta say this before I end every Nightmare House 2017 haunt build video. How many days there are left until Halloween. And it's just insane, because this one is actually only today marks exactly a week today. If this is being uploaded on Tuesday, October 24th, then this marks exactly a week away from Halloween, which is really exciting, and I'm very pumped up for this. I am so ready, and let's try to make this the best Halloween yet. Like I've said over and over again, Halloween is our favorite day of the year. It's our favorite thing ever, and at least I hope it's your guys' favorite thing ever, like it is mine, because, I mean, most haunters, it's their favorite thing, but some of you, it may not be your favorite thing, but that's okay, as long as you still like it. But it's our favorite holiday, it's our favorite day of the year, and we've been waiting for it ever since November 1st of 2016. Because once one Halloween's over, we just wait for the next Halloween. It's just an endless repeating cycle, and that's the way we love to live our lives. But this season's been great so far. It's not over yet, but it's near over, but that means... And I know a lot of people are getting sad that the season's almost over, and it is a sad thing to think about. But you guys got to remember, even though the season is almost over, that means the day itself, the reason that we like the season, the day itself is coming soon. And you guys may think, yeah, but the day's going to come and then it will be over. But just think of it this way. It hasn't come yet, so we're still looking forward to it. And when it does come, it's going to be sad when it ends, but... you just got to make the most of it while it lasts. Just think, it's a whole day of our favorite thing ever. Just think of it that way. And also just think of the fact that there's still 7 days to go until it, so we can still look forward to it. And even after it is over, we can still look forward to the Spirit sale. After Spirit closes, we can look forward to other store sales, and after that, we can look forward to getting more Halloween stuff for Christmas. And then in January... you just gotta look at it this way. Every month has something Halloween related for us. After October, we get stuff from sales. in November. And December, we get more Halloween stuff for Christmas. I would assume most of you do. I only got one Halloween thing last year, but I hope to get more this year. And then in January, that's when Halloween Party Expo happens. February, I believe videos start coming up on things. March, more videos start coming up, and more companies start reviewing their things through April. And then you got May, which is a big peak in company is revealing their stuff, and June is definitely a big peak in that because they release their videos. And then after June, you've got July, which is the start of the Halloween season. So really, if you think about it, there's always something Halloween related to look forward to each month. There's never a month that goes in the life of haunters that there's not something Halloween related to look forward to. So there you go. For those of you who are sad that it may end, and I'm sad that it's going to end too, but right now I'm not sad. I'm just happy because it's not here yet, which means it's still not over, and it's still yet to come, so it's still very exciting. And when the day does come, it's going to be exciting. The only time that it's not going to be exciting is when it hits 12 a.m. November 1st. That's the only time that it's not going to be exciting. But all the way up until 11:59 p.m., you got to remember it's Halloween. So let's make the most of it. And this has been a really long outro, but I just want to let you guys know that even though the season's coming to an end, the day itself is almost here. So that's the exciting part. So I'm really excited. Only a week left until our favorite day of the year. It's so crazy to think, because it seems like just yesterday Michael's got their Halloween stuff in. Well, Cracker Barrel, because that's the first store to get it. Actually, At Home. It seems like just yesterday, At Home got their Halloween stuff in, and we were out watching videos of that and going there ourselves. And it seems like just yesterday, Spirit Halloween opened, and I got home with Jack Skellington and stuff like that. It's crazy. What's even crazier is it seems like just yesterday was last Halloween. And it's so crazy to think that we were so sad when last Halloween was over, but it's here again. And it's our favorite time of year. And just the fact that it's here again, honestly, just makes my jaw drop, because it's the one time of year that I wait for all year, and then it's finally here again. So it's just really exciting. This outro is very long and has nothing to do with the haunt build itself, and I'm very sorry, but I just need to get all these words out of my mouth and just let you guys know how excited I am that Halloween is almost here, because it's the best thing ever. And it's just insane, because it feels like just yesterday I was scaring people in the haunt last year, and it's already that time of year again, and in just 7 days that day will be here again. And then after that day's here, just 365 more days, and then it will be here again. So hooray, it's almost Halloween, guys. Hang in there. I'm really excited. I wish it was getting here faster, but I'm so excited that it's only 7 days. So keep howling at the moon, my werewolves. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.